as someone who writes resumes all the time, this sort of comes naturally to me when I'm in a conversation with someone or when I'm conducting a consultation, just based on their role. I've been around enough now that I know, based on their role, where those measurable accomplishments are that they may not be thinking about, and I can just sort of naturally ask them about them. But if you're struggling and you're doing this on your own, here are some great examples of where you can find some numbers for your resume, and not just for your current role. If you're updating your resume, for your past ones too. So go back and look at some of your past experience and see if you can throw some numbers in there. All right, here are the examples. New clients acquired, sales revenue, it's an obvious one, cost reductions or cost savings, put a number to those. Those are really great. Social media, increase in page views, increase in followers, increase in social media engagement. That stuff is measured all the time. So if you are in any way part of the social media marketing campaign or strategy or execution of those strategies, find out what those numbers are. Those are important. Increase in profits. Level of donations, if you're in a not-for-profit sector. Number of cases closed. So this one is good for, sometimes in the law profession, they say, well, we're not really quantifiable. Or in insurance, how many cases, how many claims, insurance claims have you processed or administered or completed? Client retention, that's an important one. A lot of companies find client retention numbers more important than client acquisition numbers, right? It's better if you can retain customers than have to constantly cycle through and get new ones. Customer ratings and satisfactions, we already talked about. Number of complaints resolved. So maybe if you are in a very customer service heavy industry or contact center or technical support or some sort of role like that, how many of those tickets are you closing? What's the volume of those that you're closing? Billable hours for consultants, number of safety violations or flawless audits, right? So those are great for environmental services, maintenance, healthcare, audits for accountants, reduction in overtime costs, retention of employees, that's a great one, employee engagement, employee satisfaction. How many employees are you promoting or developing from within and holding on to? Are you retaining top talent, or do they come and they leave? That's a really great one to highlight. Loss prevention reduction. Test scores by students. That's one for teachers, obviously. And response time, which could be any industry. Response time, any timeline stuff at all, actually, is a really great one. Like project managers, manufacturing, downtime is another one for tech or manufacturing, keeping equipment up and running, very important. So there are all kinds of ways that you can inject numbers into your resume. A couple that aren't here that I want to add, budget. If you manage a budget, how much is it? There's a big difference between someone who manages a $20,000 budget and someone who manages a $20 million budget. You want to make sure that's included so that the scope and the context of your role is there. Also, how many direct reports do you have? How many people report to you? Do you have a team of 20 or do you have a team of 3 senior staff? All of that provides valuable information to whoever is reviewing your resume.